So let's see how it will go. I just thought today, let me try a few new things because, the world is changing so much. We keep saying that, and new things keep happening. Earlier, every decade, there would be something new which would shake the world. And now, then it became every year, everything would keep being updated and we had to keep up with the times. Now it's every week, every day, even every hour. So today I'm trying to do this Zoom along with Facebook Live. Let's see how it goes. So I was just thinking, what is it that's actually going on with the world? And more important, what's going on with me? Why did I start Co-Creator Circle? Recently, somebody asked me that. Why did you start Co-Creator Circle? What is this? And I found his question today and I answered him today. And I said, I started Co-Creator Circle because I know that there are people in this world who are aware that we are co-creators, that we co-create our life. This is not something new. This is something that people have been aware for many years. But we may not know of one another in this dimension. We may not have met right now. So I'm actually searching and gathering the people who know that they are co-creators. And what are we co-creating? We are co-creating our life every day. We are aware that our and I is not just me in this physical body, but also in the larger aspect of who I know that I am, my family, my friends, my neighbors, everyone that I know, everyone I think of, everyone we dream of, everyone we envision in our meditations. We know all of that is an aspect of the I that we think is just the one individual ego, but it is not. It is that large expanded I. So when we are envisioning a world and when we are co-creating our own world, we are bringing about a world which is not just for the one self, but for the one self, the whole world. At the same time, in this 4-dimensional world that we are living in right now, there is a lot of chaos, there's a lot of chasm, lots of division, a lot of people taking sides and becoming almost as if there's a divide running through us. And you have to be left or right, this or that. And I see this as a way of that middle path becoming clear. Because soon we'll realize that if we are fighting, if two people are feeling that they are on opposite sides, no one is willing to change, there actually cannot even be a fight. Then there is no fight, then there's just a division. But in the middle, there's something that both want. And only when we understand that, will we be able to come together. So this period of chasm also, I don't actually see it as a chasm. I don't see it as a divide forever. I see it as a way for us to finally realize that we are not just this and that, but that we are all of everything that we think that we are. That even the person we think is the enemy is an aspect of me. Even the one that I think is a friend is an aspect of me. Only when we realize that everything and everyone we see, these also are words which have been known to people, that everyone we see is a reflection of us, that whatever we understand of the world is our own perception. So I'm going to say what I feel I'm doing with Co-Creator Circle. I'm bringing together people who know they are co-creators so that we can together envision a world that benefits all beings, everything, all the animals, the insects, the the plant world, the trees, the humans, and then all the Devic beings are also here. They're also an aspect of us, that wholeness. I used to have, and I still have, a website called Journey to Wholeness. That is what I used to call my individual practice, because I realized a long time ago that healing is actually wholeness. It is not removing disease, it is becoming whole. Somebody had asked me then, how come you're saying you're journeying to wholeness? Aren't we already whole? And I said, yes, at the soul level, that is actually the seed. The seed, we are whole. But when we've come into this world of ego, so it's not my ego and your ego, it's this world of ego where we see one another as separate and from one another. In this world, yes, it's very true that we will see ourselves in as not whole. So we will see our diseases, we will see our illness, we will see our illnesses and our problems. So how do we bring together all of this? How do we bring together the wholeness of who we are? We journey, we learn, we expand, we meet one another, we take classes, we teach, we have healing sessions, many things. We do many, many things. And then how do we think of that wholeness? In this world, how can we see that there is a wholeness? And I understood one day that you need to have a very big canvas, a very huge way of understanding what is wholeness. Hello, Lalita, and welcome. I'm describing how I started the co-creator circles while we are waiting for everyone to come. So one day I met this wonderful person, Eli Swami Shraddhananda. He revealed himself to us later that he was a Swami, a sage, who lived in the Himalaya mountains. He used to live in this world, and then he went there when his work in this dimension was over. And he was with other people, many people, in a state of meditation, sending what I call good vibes into the world, just being in that state of sending vibrations of healing and wholeness into this world. These are my words, not his. He somehow conveyed it to me without using these words. But then, like this, he did tell me that now we are moving on to the sukshma, the subtle world. In other words, what we call death. And so now it is up to people, more people of the world, maybe 1,000 in every time zone, to send, to just be in a state of gratitude for Mother Earth and everything that she does for us. It's very important, he said. And I told him, please give some words, because people need words. And he said, pray, pray, pray. Gaia is calling you. And one day, as I was driving back from my daughter's school after having dropped her, I suddenly got this message like a download. When a message comes, it comes whole and full. And it came as 9:09, the Gaia minute. At 9:09 in the morning or evening, send your highest vibration to Gaia, Mother Earth, and all beings, sentient and insentient. To raise your vibration, you can sing, dance, pray, meditate, or simply see Gaia as whole, healed, and radiant. When thousands of us do this in our own time zone, Mother Earth and all beings will get the blessing of 24-hour blessings and healing. So when this message came, I said, oh my gosh, I thought always that Gaia is Mother Earth. And now I'm seeing that Gaia is Mother Earth and all beings. So this mouse, which helps me to navigate, this phone, which helps me to stay in touch. I didn't have this phone then, but I have it now. But it made me understand that everything, material, immaterial, stones, which we know are actually also, they have the same atomic structure as us. Everything is Gaia. So Gaia then gave me the concept of Gaia, gave me that whole perspective of the wholeness. What is that wholeness? What is that huge place that we are seeking to go to? That's the way I understood it. So that was one of the things I was doing, the Gaia Minute. Another thing I was doing was the Journey to Wholeness, where I was teaching Reiki, and then later on I learned Sujok and crystals and many things. So there were many things I was doing. Inside me, I knew how they all got together, but outside I wasn't. Whenever anyone would ask me, what do you do? I would say, oh, I do many things, and I didn't know how to say what I do. Hello, Heike, I'm describing what I do with Co-Creator Circle and how it came about to be. And we are live on Facebook for now. So, coming back, what I did then was I decided something has to come together. The moment 2020 came to be, I felt this is a leap year. It's 2020. It's 8 years after I studied Sujok. Many years, actually almost 20 years after I was initiated into Reiki. Something has to happen in this year. And I started Ground to Soar. You know, that is also as my one program, my signature program, in which everything that I have comes together. And I'm understanding today, because I started by saying that I'm bringing in these envisioning circles people who are awake, who already are aware that they co-create. But I realize that sometimes people come, they're not fully aware of being co-creators. They come and they may share their personal journey, which is very beautiful, but they also share their pain. And I realized that Ground to Soar is a beautiful program of waking up all these people who are already on the path to the fact that they are co-creating, that they are co-creators, and that this world needs us right now. It needs this certain energy, it needs this certain actions by which we are able to share, to envision. When we envision, we co-create. And that's what I wanted to say. And so for today, I have invited William McQuay, whom I know as Kisinua. And hello, Kisinua. We are live right now on Facebook, and I have been describing to people how and why I started Co-Creator Circle. So I was talking about my Ground to Soar program, by which people who don't really fully feel right now that they are co-creating can be helped to understand that aspect of themselves. And I know Lalita had come and then she had to go out because we know this also. We know that technology is not here forever. People will come and people will go. So we have to learn how to, we have to learn that we are always connected at the sacred space, in the etheric space. And that I learned from joining Kisinua's programs of Hoop Reiki, Medicine Reiki. Because till then, till we did the Hoop Reiki ceremonies on the full moon, I knew it as a conception, I knew it as a concept, that we connect through thought, we connect in many other ways, in many subtle ways with one another. But it was not real to me. And then when we did the Hoop Reiki ceremonies, I saw, because he would ask us to share what we saw, what we felt, not only about our own ceremonies. In the Hoop Reiki ceremony, you receive a hoop. What is a hoop is something you will sense yourself when you receive it. And when you receive it, you will feel, okay, this is just about me. But then you also wait till everyone in the circle receives a hoop. You see the ceremony of one another. Then you share. And when we shared, and we never met, this was all through Yahoo groups. Physically, we had never met. I'd never even met Kisinua the way I met him after that, like 15 years later. Hello, Marlene. I'm still talking about how I have started Co-Creator Circle and what I learned from Kisinua. And then I understood strange things. We could see one another. We could see one another's gods or goddesses or special people in their life. It was just amazing to me. It was, because it also helped me to get out of that ego feeling of what if I'm wrong. Like I remember once for one of the ladies, I saw the green Tara. I myself didn't really know a lot about green Tara. So I said, okay, green Tara, you've come for this lady who's a white and as far as I know must be a Christian lady. How can I suddenly tell her, you know, I saw green Tara for you? What will she say? Why are you bringing your culture into me? Because she'll think it's my culture. So I had to get out of all these feelings. These are the ego feelings of doubt, self-doubt, mistrust of the other person, not understanding anything. And I just told her, I said, I saw green Tara. She said, how did you know that she's the goddess that I relate to the most? I didn't know. And that's the beauty of connecting in that etheric space, in that beautiful, and not just entering that etheric space, because etheric space is there with everyone's thoughts, feelings, and emotions. I call that the highway. When you enter the highway, you have to enter it safely. And that's the sacred space. You enter the etheric space in a sacred way with a host who holds that space for you. And that space is timeless, and it may have a physical shape for you. That also we discovered that actually we all used to see the space in the same way, which was another amazing thing for me. But the host holds that space, and because of that you feel safe and you're able to enter into it in a sacred way. So we have Marlene here, we have Heike, not on video yet. Can you show yourselves?
And Dan is trying to enter as well. John Danford is trying to enter.
I can't hear you very clearly.
Me?
Yeah.
One of the people I invited, John Danford, is trying to get in too.
And and he's not able to?
I just resent him the link. We'll see.
Okay. So for now, I'm going to stop the live streaming on Facebook. And I'm just requesting everyone to show themselves. I'm just telling people on Facebook to join if they'd like to. I will send them the link. Heike, are you there? Yes. Ah, Vinita's coming. Good, good, good. Yes, I see the meeting room and I'm admitting them all. Very nice. Hello, Marlene.
You?
Hi, Heike. Vinita. Kisinua, can I rename you Kisinua also so they'll see how we know you?
Yes, I realized that not being the host, I can't rename myself.
I renamed you.
Thank you. There's John.
So nice. Thank you, John, for joining.
Thank you.
And Lalita, if you can show, I know that the video may interfere with bandwidth, but if you can show yourself for a little, nice to see you, Lalita. Very nice. So we have people from India, from Germany, and in India 2 places, and in USA many places. Very nice. Thank you all for coming. And I'm just going to just invite a few more people, and because on Facebook people are asking. So until then, can each of you just start with saying something about yourselves? Maybe Marlene, how you feel that you are a co-creator.
Oh, I
If
feel
everyone can
wonderful.
say what they feel they are co-creating in this life or in this world.
I'm co-creating light and being a difference and helping people one day at a time. I'm enjoying this. Yes. I don't know if it's the solar eclipse or what, but I have since last night a pain in my left ear, and I thought it was something, but I've talked to several other people, and they're also feeling some effects. I don't know if you guys are feeling it, but
Were you out in the sun yesterday?
no.
Okay.
No, I don't think so. Maybe for
Because,
a little bit.
yeah,
I don't
some
know.
people have told me that when they went to the beach, they had a headache. So that's possible.
Oh, I didn't go to the beach, but I have an earache, and I've talked to several people, and they're saying they're feeling the same thing, and it might be because of the solar eclipse. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm here to share light, and I'm happy to be part of this group.
Hi.
Oh, nice. Tavita is also coming. So, Vinita, you want to share now?
Hi,
Tavi.
Meenakshi. Hi. Hello, everybody. Nice to be part of the group. I think I'm meeting everyone for the first time here. So I'll just tell you a little bit about myself. I'm a psychologist, a counselor. I have my practice in Mumbai, India. And yeah, Meenakshi and I go back a long way. She was my psychology professor in college. So I've known her now for, I don't know how many years, Meenakshi?
Must be 40 years.
40 years. She has seen me grow up. And she's been a mother to me. I don't know, she plays multiple roles in my life. So, yeah, she's always there. She's always there when I need her.
And the same back.
Yeah, these are challenging times. Today in particular, I've had a very taxing day, and in all honesty, I was wondering whether I would be able to join the group, but then I just felt that I should, and so something pulled me here. I think what since I work with people one-on-one, I'm just times when I see there is so much pain in the world, and people live in circumstances that sometimes are unimaginable, and one doesn't see a respite from all of that, and I feel helpless at times on how I can help ease the pain of the people around. And I think what I would really like is to see a world free of so much of pain.
If I may add here that that Tavita is also here, as you can see, and she has a beautiful program called the 9 Responsibilities. Tavita is my Reiki master who guided me through all the levels and continues to guide me. And the 9 Responsibilities is a beautiful course for, I'm really calling it like the school for co-creators, to help people who are empathic, who are healers, who are coaches, counselors, who yoga teachers, who get drained by everything that they see. Because the more we wait, the more pain we will see. But that's exactly what we came here to do. If you're helping, you're telling people, tell me your pain. So how do you get out of the feeling of their pain instead of absorbing it? How to help them without seeming non-compassionate, because if I'm smiling and somebody is in pain, that's not the way. It's the way. So I really find the 9 Responsibilities takes you all the way from the complete grounding to the complete metaphysical, and it helps in very, very real ways, gives many tools. So yes, this may seem like a plug for something, but it is important. It's important. That is the way we co-create. a course that Tavita created a long time ago. And I discovered there, this was the beauty. I did it many years ago and I even taught it. And when I made this co-creator circle, it didn't occur to me, but one of the responsibilities is service and co-creation. So Tavita must have started this thing in me without even my realizing, you know. So that's the beauty. Thank you, Vinita. Heike, you want to talk about how you're what you're co-creating? Heike, and say where you're from.
Well, I'm from Germany. Hello, everybody. I'm a naturopath, and but I'm not working directly in this field, except that I'm a qigong and a tai chi trainer. And I got to know Menachi. I'm not sure, is it 4 years or 5 years ago? And since that time, I started also with 9 responsibilities with Menachi. And my Reiki level number 2, I did with you. And yeah, since that time, I feel like everything is falling together. What I learned before when I was doing my naturopath, and I did also the TCM, and so the basics, but it was really, really difficult for me to get to know all the points. I got mixed up, and it was exhausting. It was not mine. And then with the qigong, as it's part of the traditional medicine, with the movement and everything, and also yoga, it's perfect. So it rounds up everything. And in the beginning of the year, I started with Sujok. Or no, I started last year already, and then I did Sujok level 2, 3, and 4. I'm not sure how far we went, but when Bhupinder came from India, so I was really lucky because Meenakshi made me come. And I was really happy because everything comes together now. And I got so much deepness in everything. I can understand more. And right now, with my courses, with the people who are coming, I can explain more about the energies, and that it's not only like we see in our the people around us, lots of them who are not awakened yet, see just the body, and we are more than the body. And they know how to, maybe they know about food, maybe they know about that they should train their bodies, and maybe you know, all the physical energies, they know of that, but they don't know that there is mental energy and that there is emotional energy. And so to bring all this together, and in a way that everybody can understand, that it's not like a voodoo kind of thing or a spiritual up high, more grounded. And I can feel that the people get more open then, and they try. Because when I started in the beginning, lots of them were really like, ooh, I'm not sure if I want to do this. It might be, you know, dangerous, or I don't know, I can't explain. But right now, the people are so open, and mostly they are women. I have a few men who come to visit my classes, but yeah, it's so much I can't tell. It's not only that I give energy, I get it back. It's a circle. And it's like growing. Each time I have a class and I come home and I feel this joy and this love in my heart, and yeah, it's wonderful. It's perfect. And to do it with all of you, all over the world, to be connected and to exchange and to ask if you don't know what to do. Like we always said, sometimes we are teacher and sometimes we are students. So I think it's perfect. So co-creation is a perfect thing. Thank you, Meenakshi.
Thank you, Heike. Heike has a Qigong class which she will be giving on the 25th. So we are all invited through this co-creator circle. Lalita, would you like to share? I don't know if Lalita right now, yeah, she's there, yeah.
This is my first time ever having a conference like this. Are you able to hear me?
Lalita, it might help if you go off the video and only go on audio, because then we'll be able to hear you better. Yeah.
Are you able to hear me now?
We can hear you.
Great. Hello everyone, my name is Lalita, and this is my first ever conference, this kind of conference call with everyone. And thanks to Meenakshi that she initiated, she invited me over to the conference. I think I had been following Meenakshi's blog maybe 8 to 10 years ago. I mean, since 8 to 10 years. So, her blog, Journey into Wholeness, if I remember correctly, Meenakshi?
Yes, I didn't know you were following it.
Yes, I have been following you, and then we met in Facebook, and then we tried physically meeting, though that unfortunately did not happen. And I think last May was when I contacted Meenakshi regarding some emotional turbulence, and she had been a great help in overcoming what I was going through. So I'm very thankful for that. And basically, I teach meditation. I used to teach meditation in schools in Hyderabad, and I'm as of now based in Bangalore and working, and that's that's just me now. I mean, I don't have much to share. It's very new. I'm like a newbie here, but I'm very much eager to learn everything from you.
Thank you, Lalita. You know, this is also very important when we can't hear very clearly with the ears. To just listen, we can always hear from the heart. Thank you, Lalita. John, would you like to share something?
I don't know what to tell you. I'm from the United States, and I'm an artist and storyteller and retired. So I don't know what else to say.
What? How do you feel that you impact the world?
Telling stories and listening, and it's a safer way to, or it's a gentler way for me, for someone to connect with story and feel loved and feel healed. And sometimes the artwork speaks to the heart. You know, we communicate so much by connection as opposed to just words. So sometimes the art, and sometimes just, you know, helping people with their stories, rewrite their stories. Was that okay?
Why not? It was beautiful. I mean, you're an artist. Okay, I don't know
Right.
if you can hear me.
I am an artist also. Yeah. Took me
Yeah.
to own all of that. But that's what I'm doing now.
Okay. Thank you. Davita, do you want to share?
I think that's lovely. How do we see your artwork?
That's a very good question. I'll have to think about that. I don't have a website. I've never done a lot of that.
Do you go on Facebook?
I have some stuff on Facebook. Right. It's John Dambold, Dambold.
John Gamble?
Uh-huh. Almost a cuss word.
Okay.
Dambold. Yeah.
Can you
Great.
write it in the chat, please?
I will. I'll do that right now.
Thank you.
What I've been feeling is I've been connecting to what's going on around the world with the two sides that are trying to work to create a new world order. And I am now, after trying to help people wake up what's happening in the world without fear, I think it's very important to see what's going on, understand that we need change, to understand that as we stay in the light and we expand our consciousness and our energy fields, and continue to do the 9 responsibilities and connect to a divine essence, who we are and source, and that through our body, through earth, we bring out more light in ourselves, we enhance our body, we take on the extra abilities that we are all capable of, the being psychic, clairvoyant, clairsentient. We have all these gifts and abilities that we are entitled to, and we can enhance through connecting to the light workers, to ourselves, to understanding there is love, and we stay in that love. And if we connect every morning, just going in and asking our higher selves to bring in more light and expand the light within ourselves. For example, this morning I have a new shoulder and last night I was kind of tired, and this morning, so it took me about 3 hours to meditate and clear the energy, which is a lot. It's not normally that long. But every cell is a particle of the divine energy source. Every cell is directly connected to it. And so as I go in to the center point here, or within the heart, within the high heart, wherever, and expand into that light and allow my body frequency to expand into that, and just connect. The energy field, I am energy, pure energy, source is pure energy, so we are one. So we can realize that we can love, we can have compassion, and as we expand that energy from ourselves out, it goes to the places that were earlier talked about, the places where people are in pain, and the places where people are suffering, and the places where we would like to see people work in that space come together to create their unity within that group, because we can't always go there. So today it was a real huge awakening and opening of the light tendrils and the spark essence from the body, from the consciousness, from the mind. It was almost like tons of threads going out, not only around my body, but around the earth plane. And the light workers that are connecting there are getting stronger and stronger. And the dark side, which is trying to bring in a new world order of control, is only doing what is natural to them. And if we remain without fear, with teaching everybody, as Meenakshi said so amazingly, connect to the 9 responsibilities which comes from the earth and from ourselves, and then link ourselves, we automatically begin to link into the higher unity consciousness, and the co-creation skills that we have become right there. That's the little voice that tells you to go, go off and do something. And you go off and do it because there's no fear, because your frequency is so high and so connected to light that you're not operating in another dense field, the lower density. You're operating at a higher field so you can begin to affect more and appreciate through the stories, through the art, through the classes, by connecting to just anybody on a walk on a street, bringing out their truth and their reality and expanding that just by your presence. And today I felt mine shifting. It's been a long time shifting, but through this shoulder and having a little more pain and not knowing sometimes, you say, well, who am I and where am I going? And there are a lot of forces that come in to affect us. And we have to realize that that's okay. We turn around, we go back inside, we connect to the light, we work in the morning and the night, and we get brighter. So today I just feel like really blessed to be here with you all. Very blessed to see you all, and amazing people. And I thank you so much, Meenakshi and everybody. It's a blessing for me.
Thank you, Tavita. A long time ago when I used to attend Tavita's Wednesday circles in Singapore, that's where we first met. Although now we are both in Florida, so we were meant to sort of go that way. She came one day, she was doing the meditation, and I had never seen her glow and be so much in bliss. And do you know what she had just been through? She had just been through some tooth work, I think root canal, and she was in bliss because she was able to persuade the dentist not to give her any painkiller. And she went through it. The thing was swollen, so it's not like you don't go through the physical aspect. But she was it was like a high that, excuse me, you don't need drugs. That's when I realized, meditate. If you think you need drugs, what you're looking for is what you get when you do this kind of light work. And that's why you don't have to, you don't have to keep doing something. You don't get addicted. You just stay in that state.
Yeah, well, you try. And what's interesting, just to give you a little piece of information more, our cells, the last time I went through it, so I have 2 shoulders. Unfortunately, they're not biotic, but that's probably a good grace. But the last time, I obviously wasn't as aware. And this time, so it took me longer to recover. And this time, when I went in, they had to do a nerve block on the neck here, so I could watch where the medicine was going. But before that, he wanted to give me 4, almost 5 inches of numbing. And I saw the needle and I was going like, oh, I don't think so. Aren't I having anesthesia? And he said, yes. So I said, no numbing and pain block, only the nerve. Because what happens when people take the, if you're having a deep tooth drill, take the Novocaine. But if you take the pain medicine that they put on your gum, or the extra boost that they try to give you, it kills it actually hurts the cells. The cells go in kind of withdrawal. So all your cells have to take longer to recover. And your body can't begin to heal itself right away. So I'm in pretty much full recovery. almost immediately after surgery, and was awake the whole first night I got out of surgery. So, and I had a lot of help. A lot of people did, I acknowledge, send me a lot of light and love, and I appreciate that. So that helped too. But if you have to do something, have only one nerve painkiller. Don't have all the other things. Realize your body is alive and has a job to do, and it's programmed to do that. So.
Thank you. Teresa?
Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Can you hear me? I wasn't sure if I was muted or not. You can hear me?
You weren't muted, we could hear you, and we
Oh
can.
my God. Okay, good. I didn't know. I'm sorry. Oh, I should have muted. I didn't know I was making noise.
No problem.
So what was the questions again specifically?
Well,
I'm sorry.
Teresa, how do you feel you're what are you co-creating in this world?
Oh, I see. Well, I just want to say something. That I guess one thing I listened to on a tape recently was, I don't know what best way to see here. They said to only be thankful for the things that you want to see tomorrow. And that was just a good way to remember, you know, to be grateful and thankful for things. And I guess, like you're saying, co-creating what you want. So I guess that's just that was something that hit me. I just thought it was easy to remember.
And is there anything you want to share? Anything else for today before we request Kisinua to send us?
Oh, no, you can go on. I'm fine. Thank you.
Nothing else to share about yourself?
I'm good.
Okay. Ishita, are you here? I requested Ishita, who helps me with some of the work here, to go to the Facebook because it's live there, and she could help. So she may be there right now. So Kisinua, whatever you feel, now it's up to you.
It's interesting for me, you know. I am Kasitawa, and what am I? That is such an interesting question because I'm never quite sure what I am. Maybe mystic is best. Old mystic. I first ran into Seth in the Seth Speak books with Jane Roberts in the late 60s. And I immediately understood that I do create my own reality. And it took a long time to move from that to, yeah, but there were a lot of things that I didn't seem to be involved in. And I began to realize that other people are also creating, and there is a bunch of cooperation going on that was unconscious for me. So these days, I mostly mentor and reach out to very confused, newly aware empaths who often feel crazy and have been labeled that way sometimes if they've gone to Western medicine. I'm retired. I swim and I read and I play games and do jigsaw puzzles, and everything I touch has to do with my spiritual existence. You know, it's funny when I start doing digital jigsaw puzzles, every piece is putting a piece of my life into my mind and together, melding into a single image. So I have the sense that Meenakshi and I have known each other over many lives. It's hard to say when we met this time around, but it seems pretty clear to me that we both know each other a lot better than they have any right to, given the distance between us. For a long time, we'd never met except in etheric space. So I don't know how to count the lifetimes. It's just a question of, I think, overwhelmingly pride in her. There's a lot of love there too, but the overwhelming sense I have is this wonderful pride in what she is doing and what she has accomplished. And she has my utmost admiration and my undying support. And I don't care which direction she takes that. She does. She is, I trust her. That's very simple. Do you want to do the blessings now?
Please.
Do you want to? Now, do you want me to start the blessings?
Yes.
Hi.
Maybe you might give a little explanation and then.
Hey. I'm actually going to do two ceremonies that blend together. The first one is gratitude to Star Nation for all of the symbols of the light returning and all the spiritual implications of that. We not only have the solstice, but it's sandwiched between two lunar eclipses, which deeply symbolize bringing our unconscious minds to light, the seed breaking through finally from the earth and into the light. And that's us, that's this time of growth. And to ask the Great Mystery for blessings on Meenakshi's, her group, and this group of creators working in harmony to create a world that works for everybody and every being in the web of life. That's the first thing I will do. The second thing is personal for each of you. If you wish an individual blessing to help synchronize your efforts with others and to join into this, or just to be blessed, that's fine, and it's completely voluntary. Those who wish it can indicate some way, nodding or waving a feather or whatever you've got around to indicate affirmations. We'll get to that. And when I'm offering the blessing to an individual, we all have the capacity to bless one another, all of us. So I would ask that as I offer a blessing to one of you, all of the rest of you also offer your blessings to that person. You don't have to say anything, but however is appropriate for your belief system, send your good energy, send your blessings, send your well wishes to the person that is currently being blessed by me. I believe strongly in communal work, particularly in spiritual issues. And it's not my place to tell others how to pray or how to do anything else, but I offer that request. And if you don't have a sense of that, just sit quiet and wait. It's all right. There's no problem. And I guess I'll ask if there's any questions at this point before I move on. Going once, going twice, gone. Great Mystery, I ask your blessings on this group and on its purpose, an honest leader and creator, Meenakshi. I give thanks for Sky Nation, the energy and the return of the light, and all that that symbolizes for us, your children. And with that, I ask for a hoop for this group and its purpose, particularly for its purpose. I ask for that hoop for this group. Hi, hey, hi. Hi. I have to be close to read the names. Is it Heike? Hey, what blessing, good. Great mystery. I ask you give to Heike that which she most desires and most requires, particularly in her work with others and with her work in this group. Bless you, Heike. Meenakshi, my dandelion. You need no hoop, but I offer you my love. Heike. Lolita? Is that your name? Lolita? You want a blessing? Just nod if you do. Right. Smile. I like that. That's even better. Creator of us all, great mystery, Spirit. I ask your blessings for this woman, that she may find it easier and easier to work with others and to be joyful and spread her joy. I believe she has enormous amounts of joy to give to the world. I hope, please. Hi, hi. Taveta. Do you want a hoop? I'm not sure. I send you one free to do as you wish. With blessings. Hi, hi. Ah, John. John. I have a message for you, John. Go deep and touch the sacred within you. And don't be surprised when it touches you back. Great Spirit, I ask for blessings for this man, friend, who I think I've known a long time too. Welcome, John. Hi, hi. Marlene. Hi. Hey. What a warm soul you have. Hi. I give you a hoop, not so much a blessing, but it's gratitude for all that you do. I thank you. Spirit thanks you. I am just impressed so much by what you are doing. And I don't know what it is. It's just here. Venita Suri. Suri, what does Suri mean? It must be something important. I see a lot of Suris. A creator indeed. Not so sure of yourself, though. Great Spirit, I ask the gift of confidence, certainty and surety, and contentment. Hi, hi. The pictures keep changing around. Teresa, you want the blessing? Hey, hey. Teresa's been like my strong right arm for a long time now. Does lots of ceremonies on my behalf. Sends endless gifts. We call them care packages at home. I'm so grateful for her being in our lives. And she is so reticent about her abilities. She hides. Creator, I ask for a blessing for my friend, my wonderful friend who's helped so often for so many years. Give her the strength to carry on, for she is up to her ears in helping others. Hi, hi. Nupur. I don't see a name. I don't see a photo, just a phone. May I assume she would like a blessing? I really don't know. Oh, wait. Isita. That's a frozen picture too. But she's smiling, so I'm going to take a chance here. What do I know about you? The gift of grace. Thank you for turning the video on. Interesting. Your gift comes from Creators Female. A blessing to you and your grace. I think that's everybody except Newport. And I don't feel her. I will send a hoop of gratitude for her presence. Creator, let this one be blessed by your presence. We give thanks for her presence with us. Aye. Meenakshi, I would like you to end the ceremony by giving me a hoop.
You're a warm fire from the earth.
Aye.
And I see a beautiful hoop like a golden crown. Gratitude and love. Aho.
Aye. They're just headphones.
That was not it.
I could see with you a whole circle of absolute amazing gold around your whole, from your shoulders up and out.
Yes.
Fantastic. And the blessing knocked my screen out and my computer. Went all blank. That's why I was gone.
I also saw the gold shimmering all the way around. Beautiful.
Thank you.
You're most welcome. You know, we're all teachers, students to one another, always. And what is a teacher without students? You know, if I had nobody to share with, I would be poor indeed. So I am grateful for your presence, and I am grateful for your acceptance. Hi.
Usually in the group, because Kisitu, I mean, we keep wondering how to pronounce Kisitu. Kisinwa. Different times we've been told different ways of pronouncing. Kisitwa?
Casino.
Okay.
The elders laugh at me because I don't speak Cree well at all.
Exactly, none of us do. So we're always confused. But what we are not confused about is the way in which all the ceremonies that we used to have, they would not be by, there wasn't a fee for the ceremony, you know, for the host, but there was what the Cree call, or what we were told is, it's called gifting. And gifting is not a love donation, it's not a gift. It's it's our gratitude, however we express gratitude to the host. So for example, sometimes when I was hosting a ceremony, I would get I've got a beautiful necklace that someone made, somebody sent me jelly from their farm, somebody sent, so it can be anything which you feel expresses your gratitude. So how we will do that now, I don't know, from different countries, but we will figure out something. So
not all gifts have physical form.
Yeah. Can we have your email though in the chat? I should share it. Which email of yours? Because this I'll never say it right, so I'll say it my way. Kisitwa and I have the same thing. We have 10,000 emails, right?
Yeah.
Many emails. So which one shall I share?
I'll put it on chat.
Okay, thank you.
To everyone.
And do you know, this is not the end of this circle, because now I would like everyone, just in 1 or 2 sentences or more, if you want to say more, but I would like everyone to get a chance. So if we can say in one or two sentences. When you've received your hoop now, what is your vision for the world? Someone's, I don't know why we are getting a feedback on the noise, but never mind now. So
Yeah,
I'll call out everyone's name and please say your vision, not what is the vision, what is your vision for a world that benefits all beings? What are you seeing? This is very important because now it's going out with your hoop. So may I start with John?
Sure. Yeah, that's a good idea. Oh, yeah.
You did say you wanted to come.
Yeah, thank you for sharing. Yeah. Okay, maybe that was it. Maybe the picture, when you were asking the question, the picture I saw is like the breath, I don't know. You know, when two people breathe together, you know, but sometimes they both do in and out, but sometimes one's in and one's out, and so they breathe back and forth, you know, there's kind of that. And so there's kind of a harmony kind of thingy. Do you like that, right? I can't talk. And the laughter and the joy that comes with that, you know, and about the blessing, Basito calling me to go deep, that scares the crap out of me. Thank you very much. But to not be afraid of our own stuff, you know, our own giftings, I guess is the word, or whatever you want to say. But anyway, thank you for allowing me to come. Thank you.
Thank you, John. I like that, breathing together, because we are actually, that's what I read recently, a while back, that we are always breathing one another.
Right.
Right. We're breathing something that a Bactrian camel in the desert has sent out. So that's how we know one another, and that's how we are one. Because breath, which is the only thing which is keeping this body so-called alive, is of the whole world. We're just not us.
Right.
Thank you so much for that. Vinita?
Yeah, I don't know why, I'm just getting an image, so I'm going to share that, and that's just flowers. I'm just seeing a field of beautiful flowers. That's how I'd like to see the world, I think.
I love that. Thank you. Marlene?
I'd like everybody the world to awaken and to realize the paradise that we live in, and co-create that, because yesterday I posted on my Facebook, some of you are part of it, go and see the magnificent pictures I took yesterday of the sunset. It was spectacular. It almost seemed like there was another planet or another Earth. I was in awe. And yeah, we create our own realities, and I wish everybody to realize the playground that we've been given to enjoy this life as human beings.
Thank you. You know, Marlene, I want to share, because when I saw your photo and it has all those beautiful colors reflected on the lake, and in one of the tools of lights that Tavita's 9 responsibilities was channeled. In 4 days, she wrote like, I don't know how many pages it is, like it's that thick.
Wow.
And many of them are tools of light. And when I was looking for images, I realized that they're all there in my sunrises and my sky and nature. They are there. All the celestial energies are there for us. And how blessed we are that we can actually see them now. That because of this so-called COVID crisis, the earth has become so clear that now even in places where they had told me I never see the sun, never see the moon, so don't tell me to go and see the full moon, now they are seeing them. So yes, thank you, Marlene. Those photos were just spectacular. If you want, you can put your chat in the chat, your address, if you would like people to friend you.
Put what, the Facebook?
Yeah, well, if you, wherever you have posted the photos on your Instagram or wherever.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lalita, would you like to share? What is your vision for a world that benefits all beings? What was your vision?
Well, I just had this, I cannot say vision, but this image flashed across my eyes. It's here with where everyone was gathered around that big life-giving tree, connected with everyone. So I'm holding that vision for the world as, you know, everyone connected to everyone through love, harmony, and with, you know, the global cooperation as well. So, and yes, let anyone be, although we all are part of the same, the great consciousness, but everyone has their own unique world. So let each and every person in this world recognize their own self-worth, their innate qualities, and their, you know, uniqueness, and still be the part of whole. Creating a beautiful world is what I am visioning.
I love that. Thank you so much, Lalita. That's beautiful. And thanks to that, I've written in the chat, if everyone could, after this, draw what you saw, and if you want, write, and please send it to my email, because I would love to put this on the website for co-creation. Thank you so much. Nupur, are you there, and are you willing to share your vision? It's okay if you don't want to also. We will feel it in our hearts. But if you would like to at some stage, then please unmute yourself. Teresa, are you ready to share your vision for this new world? Or you're muted?
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Oh, I just thankfulness and gratitude. Like I said it earlier about thanking everything. And the other thing I wanted to say was, when I was thinking about this, I dropped my phone and the phone camera pointed to the clouds. So I thought the clouds had something to do with it. So then I thought for everyone to be able to see through the clouds and see, you know, see through the distortions in the clouds and just to see the good, basically.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yes, see, I see what Kisitu was saying, that your phone is so much a part of what you, of your vision and what you wanted to say, and you may not be saying it in words, but you showed it to us first. I saw those beautiful trees and everything that your phone was showing us. Thank you for that. Who is not? Ishita, do you want to share your vision for a wonderful world, for a world that benefits all beings?
Yeah, sure. Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Okay. So last time also I shared my views on what I think of the world and what I believe that the world should have. And I would like to repeat it again, that happiness is the supreme thing that everyone craves for right now. Like, not in this crisis, this pandemic, but for every time. Happiness is the most supreme thing that everyone should have and would want to have. The thing is that people are struggling to have it right now, not because of the pandemic that we are facing right now, or we are blaming this year 2020 that it's a crisis for the world right now. I believe everyone fights a battle within, a battle not only from the world, irrespective of any human being or anything that they face. But the thing is that you sometimes face a battle within yourself. You are not satisfied with some certain things. They cannot be just through something other, like some external forces, but sometimes you fail to satisfy yourself also. Satisfaction and happiness are, I think, correlated to each other. When you are satisfied with whatever you have, whatever you are dealing with, that eventually turns to happiness. And satisfaction is a thing that I think most of us lack right now. Satisfaction of being happy, satisfaction of, for example, having a good sleep, satisfaction of not scoring good, if I talk about teenagers and all. But it's the thing that we should realize that when we are satisfied with whatever we have, then we'll be satisfied with what we can see, and we eventually be happy. And I think that's the most important thing right now. And I would like to see the world satisfied with whatever they have, whatever they are not dealing with. The word dealing should not be used, because dealing then depicts that you are struggling to accept the things. It should be accepting. The world should be accepting with whatever they have, whatever they are provided with, whatever the God has given them. So that's my vision for the world, that happiness and satisfaction comes with each other. And I would love everyone to see satisfied.
Thank you, Ishita. Ishita is very young. She's in her 20s. And it's beautiful, Ishita, that you have discovered that happiness, which is the brightness, is a goal, and that you've already begun to envision it. That's beautiful. Thank you, Ishita. Tavita?
I would like to see unity consciousness in the fact of where each person begins to honor and share with everybody else, not only around you, but in the world. And through that, we recognize our deep soul essence of humanity, which expands out to everyone through our sharing worldwide, through our recognition of humanity, aside from color, race, religion, and anything else that sets boundaries and borders, that we honor, and we live in an environment which we are starting, hopefully, to begin to create, which is non-toxic. And in communities, my son has just finished 6 books, 7 years of working, and they are now published, Auravana.com, which is a new world order of learning, opened expansion of the soul, free, sharing, openly non-economic, so it's a big change, but it's resources going out to everyone to build communities and heighten the ability of human beings to raise their whole vibration, their consciousness, into a co-creative unity consciousness awareness. Through light, through love, through joy, through expressing themselves in whatever way they can. Thank you.
I've written Travis's book name in the website on the chat. Is it you? What is your vision?
Are you speaking to me?
Yes.
I guess I'm kind of simple. I would really like to see everyone perceive the love that exists in everything as it is. The worst atrocities, the most terrible illnesses, the warm summer days, there is love in all of that if one seeks it and looks for it. And of course, it does require we let go of judgment. You know, that's what makes things so terrible, is we've decided that. And I would be content if that were everyone could see the love in all things as they are. Hi, hi.
I was, a vision I had was that all of us were around a huge lake, pond, watering hole, like the animals of different tribes go into a watering hole to drink water from it. And again, yes, in yesterday's class, we were talking about how the zebras stay with the zebras, and the giraffes stay with the giraffes, and the lions, and everyone's a little wary of one another. And I know that sometimes we say that, okay, the animal world is, yes, we get many gifts from them and many messages, but one of the words that comes to my mind is the lion shall lie down with the lamb, because animals also are learning how to be compassionate and live in a different way than they have. When I used to see old nature videos, it was always an animal going after to kill another animal. That was the most exciting thing in most of those documentaries. But things are changing now in social media. We keep seeing different beautiful ways in which animals help one another. And I've actually even seen it in a sanctuary in Ahmedabad, where there was a tiger and a dog who were raised together by the same mother, and they were in the same pen, and they're still living together. So that was beautiful to see. But the vision that I had was of many people, everyone just removing the robe of this silly illusion, this world that we've been living in, pretending to be good, pretending to be bad, and just being ourselves, just being whole. Just the light was shining through. That's the only vision that I had.
That's lovely.
And I feel that's the vision I wanted to share today.
I think, one of the things I learned living with the Cree, hunting with an elder is an amazing experience. And, they don't hunt the way we do. We went into the bush and we sat down on a fallen log, and my teacher started talking to Grandmother Moose with the tobacco offerings in the 4 directions, but it was very casual conversation. And, he asked Grandmother Moose if she would sacrifice one of hers so that he could feed his family. And, a few minutes later, a moose walked up to us 25 yards away, as for us to kill and use to feed our families. And the love expressed by the elder to the grandmother and to the moose, and the love expressed by the moose to surrender itself to our feeding, were experiences we don't get in this modern culture of ours, that there are relationships there which they might indeed have the lamb lie down with the lion. I think that's a wonderful vision. But it's also true that there is a relationship between the eater and the eaten, which is blessed. There are no accidents, and there are, we look at it and it seems terrible, and yet I know from the way the old ones hunted that it was an act of love. It was a sacrifice, and it was willingly given. And the sacrifice was accepted with great gratitude, and no waste was allowed, and the carcass was treated with great affection and great respect. And I think it's hard for people of our culture to see that. The meat comes in from the butcher shop, you know, and the butcher shop's got it all wrapped up and neat and tidy, and we don't see the relationship between the eater and the eaten. And it can be one of grace and love and affection. I kid my vegan friends about, you know, are they listening to the plants scream when they pull them up, you know? And it's also hard to remember that when our food comes prepared, pre-wrapped, pre-packaged, it's hard to remember the gift that we're receiving. The old notion of grace and giving thanks for food is become so rote that it's almost meaningless for many people. But I think it means something very deep to appreciate what we are given. That's all. I just had to stick that in because it's hard to see in most cultures today. We're too civilized, and we don't have to deal with cutting the throat and
or anything. I've understood, because this has been a very big thing in my life, because I was raised by parents who from the beginning were telling us to be kind to animals, and so we did not eat them. And then my children did. And my father was very distressed because he said, how can you allow that? And I said, how can I come between my child and his stomach? I'm not coming between anyone's mouth and stomach. But my son asked me once when he was 7, that how come you're vegetarian? And I said, and I quickly had to think, what do I tell him? Do I tell him the actual truth for me? Or do I tell him the good candid version because I'm a mother and I shouldn't make him feel bad? And I told him the truth, because the child will know that you're telling a lie, but he won't know what is the lie. And that's how we twist our children. We keep giving them sugar-coated answers and not give them our truth. And I told him, I don't eat animals because I don't think that it's right for me to do so. So he said, then that means I should also feel the same way. And I said, do you? He said, no. I said, then you should not. But whenever you're eating an animal, please do it the way the Native Americans do. They give it honor, and they ask it to lend their strength. So they do it in an honorable, beautiful way, because that's what I had read. I had not seen that as you have just explained right now, that you've actually seen it. But I have to say that this is something that, this is the co-creating aspect, that the closer we get to preparing our own food, the closer we'll know how we actually feel. I feel distressed when I'm even cutting vegetables. I can't help that. It's not what I want to feel, it's how I feel. Not only that, I see that when so many children, we force them to eat. The mother's job seems to be eat more, drink milk. We make them do all the things which naturally they don't seem to want to do. So maybe the new world will be where we are. Tavita had shown me this. When my son was small, the same son who's now a beautiful carnivore, he didn't used to eat much. And everyone in my family told me, you should be distressed and something's wrong with you that you're not worried. So I asked the doctor, and the doctor said, well, then how come your child is growing if he's not eating? When I told this to Tavita, this is what she told me. She said, how beautiful. He knows he can get pran from from the air, in every cell of his body. So there's a child, pristine and pure, quite ready to live the way he's meant to. And we force ourselves to think that we have to fill our stomach with more food than we need. So I think the way it's going to be now is closer to what our light bodies, our bodies are changing. It's not going to be old ways and new ways. It's just going to be a different way.
And there are breatharians.
Yes, I've met one. I've met a breatharian.
I know you have. I lived 4 months without food.
And I've met two. Yes.
But the social pressure is incredible. Everything you
Exactly.
do around social life is with food. My mother was so angry because she couldn't feed us.
Exactly.
It was amazing.
I was a breatharian I was encouraged before I went to see Satya by Baba.
Satya Sai Baba.
Satya Sai Baba. And I was off meat, off chicken, turkey, then went the fish. And I lived in Singapore, and I kept telling my housekeepers, I can't have fish right now. So they served me fish 2 days. And the second day, it was like straw going into my mouth. So I ended up going to India, actually slightly sick. And when I got back, I started, before that, I was starting to breathe through my skin. But I just didn't feel like eating. And I think it was almost a month or more. And then I realized, you know, I'm sitting at dinner tables with people, and also my mind was somewhere else. But, you know, I might as well enjoy a little bit of food. So eventually I started eating again. But I'm encouraged by Spirit very much at this moment not to eat much. And so, yeah, we can.
You know, things are changing now, even what doctors are telling. I went to an Ayurveda, whatever, like a retreat recently, last year, and the Ayurveda doctor told me everything different from what so far society has told us. She said you should never eat with your family. You, meaning everyone, should eat on their own, because for everyone what they need to eat is different. And I said, finally what I have been doing in my family, as the doctor has said, is right. My family, each person has different meals, different times, everything is different, because why should a 64-year-old eat what a 24-year-old needs to eat? We have to eat at times, everything. Even the husband and wife don't have to eat together.
That's true.
It doesn't mean that you will break apart. Praveen is now in India, I'm here. We are a very close family. You don't have to even live together to be a family. Things are changing. Even the messages that we keep getting will keep changing. And we have to be aware of that message and not only look back, but we have to keep being in. Now we really have to be present. That's the feeling I'm getting. John wants to say something, but he's not going to say it, I feel. I just think that there's something you want to say. I may be wrong. The John who is me.
What did I do to you guys?
I don't know, John. You are an aspect of me. If we are one, then you're the John. I'm you.
No, well, I'm sure I was thinking something until you said that. I was just thinking about how radically things change within a single day. Anyway, the whole eating with people and the society that we live in, and for some of us, you know, I'm just now trying to not care what others think and go on and do what I'm supposed to do. And I'm just grateful you guys are here and you let me in. That's it.
I'd like to share something.
Yes, Marlene.
That I just popped up on my phone. It says, "Happy summer solstice." It says, "As the sun spirals its longest dance, cleanse us. The nature As nature shows bounty and fertility, bless us. Let all things live with loving intent and to fulfill their truest destiny. It just came up on my phone and I wanted to share that.
Okay.
Thank you, Marlene. I'm also making as many of you as possible into a co-host, although we are almost towards the end of the session. Although I never leave first, I always leave last, and we can stay as long as anyone wants. But it's thundering here, so in case electricity suddenly goes or something happens, many of you are hosts and you can continue if you would like to. So how do we close this, or do we continue? What does everyone want to do next? What do you want to co-create next?
Oh, my electricity's going.
Yeah, okay, it's happening to us. I would like actually everyone, please do the hoop that we received today is going to take time to absorb. Please see how things change and don't only look for a message which you have always given. See the messages that you're getting now, you know? And okay, Lalita wants to say something. Lalita, do you want to say it aloud, or you only want to, you've said something? With respect to what Meenakshi said about being far from her family members but still feeling close, I recently read a channeled message from Archangel Michael in which it was said that things will change in relation to family and marriage. It wouldn't be any more about devoting your whole time and love to just one single person, but it would include a larger community. It's actually, if we look at it, it's what has always happened. We have called it by various names because we have always thought of marriage what I consider as slavery. It's as if you have bound yourself to one person and have no right to love anyone else. There's no right or wrong. If you love, I know somebody who had once told me she was happily married, but she also fell in love with someone else. And she said, do something and make me stop loving. And she didn't do anything wrong, because for us it is when it comes to the body that it's considered wrong. She just loved that person and that person loved her also. And because she insisted, I started doing an exercise which I had learned from you, Tavita, which was placing them in an infinity and each one in their own circle and gently just see them growing apart. She said, I can't breathe. Please stop it. I said, I told you. When you love someone, just love them. There's no harm in loving. You can love the whole, we are supposed to love the whole world, starting with yourself, right? There's no harm in loving. But we have to live according to whichever society you're in and live according to that. So thank you, Lalita, for sharing. I'm happy. That's what I'm saying. Now the angels and everyone will start giving us the messages for today. You know? Like when I was young, see, it's good to live a long time because then you remember many things. I remember when we were young, we were told, don't have desires. Wrong to have desires. Then we started meditating and I got the message, your dream will come true. And I'm saying, what is my dream? I have no idea what I'm dreaming. I have no idea what I want. And today, this is what we have gathered to do. Please know what you dream, because this world will be what we envision. So yes, like Ishita was saying, don't say we're dealing with something. Just say, I'm happy. Just say that's, Andreina's not here today, but she has this happiness coaching that she does.
I would like to add a comment to that, because it's really the patriarchy that is really concerned about people's sexual behavior, you know, whether you're married or not. And I lived with a Cree a long time, and one of my girls was pregnant, and of course I grew up in a patriarchy, but the Indians aren't. They're matriarchal people. And so I asked, oh yeah, who's the dad? And my wife looked at me and she said, we always know who the mother is. It was like, what's the dad? I mean, you know, why are you worried about that? We always know who the mother is. And I thought, okay, that was a really new perception. I mean, I've heard about patriarchies for a long time, but living in one is a little different story than reading about them. And I always thought that was clever because her grandmother had 2 husbands simultaneously. And that's not traditional Cree, but what is traditional Cree is that if you have the face to pull it off, you can do anything you want. They won't condemn you for that. And as far as I know, this, in their history, she's the only woman who actually had 2 husbands at the same time. And she always claimed she knew which kids belonged to which husbands, as though that mattered, because they were all in the same household. So, love is funny because in our culture, we really tie that tightly to sexual behavior. And sex doesn't need to be love, and love certainly doesn't need to be sex, but it also doesn't need to be exclusive. If you're in a culture that doesn't make those kinds of rules. Right? And almost everything we do is bound by our culture's rules. Whatever culture we grow up in, that's normal. And it's not until we start meeting people who come from other cultures that we realize that what we were brought up with isn't normal. It's just what we were brought up with. And there's another normal when you go visit other people. And sometimes their normal is quite surprising compared to our normal, which I enjoy immensely. I learn more from our differences than I ever have from our similarities. But I think sexual behavior is one of those things that every culture clings pretty tight to. What are the behaviors? I'm done.
Heike, you want to add something?
Yes, just about the vision. To me, I felt like everybody is opening up her or his heart. So I felt this deep connection of love and this high vibration of energy. And as this happened, everything else happened as well. It's like a transfer, like wireless LAN of our memories of everything. It was like a total exchange. So I had this vision when I was a little girl sitting in school, and there was a text, and I was looking at the teacher and I was thinking, why couldn't I have a LAN to his head to get all the information I need to pass this test? And that's directly like, it's not about information, information is good, yes? Or there is no good and bad, but I mean, we can talk if we open our hearts and we can exchange. It's so much easier. Yeah, that's what I would love to say and to give.
Very nice. I like that.
I have to go.
Thank you so much for coming here, Rita.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Blessings to everyone, and enjoy the solstice.
Yes.
Thank you.
And happy Father's Day. It's Father's Day in
Yes.
in the US.
Happy Father's Day, Kisichu.
Thank you.
Yes.
I have to go as well, so
yes.